Established in April 2021, Upland Development United is an exclusive property development collaborative for the Upland Metaverse. If you're a bigger picture and loyal team player who has a great sense of humour and is looking to get more engaged in a diverse and experienced team, you can help us and we can help you. Contact Morecheese or Ben68 for more information. Warning, all opinions within are solely the views of the individuals involved.
The UDU, Upland Development United, installed their neighborhood nodes throughout the entirety of Upland. Their reach was unmatched.
Aloha. Aloha, Melikaliki Maka. Welcome to all of you from the UDU. Today is December 21st, Tuesday, 1 week away from Christmas. Welcome all. Today's meeting is team meeting 37. And now I'm going to hand you off to Dub Rider for the market recap.
Oh yeah, bar humbug peeps. So everything's kind of pretty green this week. It's not been bad on both fronts. In Uplands, we got San Francisco that's up from 33.3 to 38. Santa Clara's up from 25 to 29.9. Manhattan's still going up. That's gone up from 149.9 to 160. So that's still jumping. Brooklyn is actually down a little bit. It's gone down from 13.9 to 13. And Chicago's gone up 1,000 from 5.9 to 6.9. Likewise with the crypto, everything's gone up, but only by a little bit. Bitcoin's up from 47.1 to 48.7. Ethereum's up from 37.83 to 39.93. Wax is up from 43 cents to 45. And Engine is up from $2.29 to $2.42. So everything's kind of slowly creeping up.
Yeah, it's all looking pretty
Manhattan's
healthy.
still on fire.
And
that's
I
another
just looked
10K
before.
jump.
Yeah, and I just looked before, the average 90-day transaction volume for Upland last week was 97.7 million. Now it's 113 million. So that's a massive jump too. And there was one day there, the 15th of December, where it was 354 million. I guess that must have been the Bronx.
Yeah, it must have been Bronx or
Bronx
shortly after.
So yeah, that's awesome. We did have some news just drop, and I'm sure it'll all play out before this goes live, that the Upland team, in their wisdom, have just changed a whole bunch of FSA properties in Chicago to non-FSA. So before we kicked off, I was busy gobbling a few of those up. So see how many's left when we get done. All right. Cheese, did you have any idea when we're going to kick off Spark Train number 9?
When's our next meeting?
The next meeting back, I believe I said, was it the 11th? First back, yeah. First back is Tuesday, the 11th of January.
So we could do it Saturday the 8th.
Saturday the 8th.
Saturday before.
Okay, I'll jot that down. Cool. So yeah, get yourself ready for that one. Saturday the 8th, we start kicking back into gear again. So what do we got? We got a 2-week break, something like that. Mm-hmm. In the interim, where's everybody staking your Spark? What are you up to?
I'm building something in Cleveland, which is so weird and random. I was able to fit a cheese block on something in downtown, and Testicles came in and staked with me, which is cool. It's by the stadium there, and I just kind of wanted to follow the nub and kind of do something in every city. So I feel like I got a nice advantage during this break to do it.
Absolutely, yeah. And I think Testicles, he helped me finish off one of Arlen Kober's in Midtown Terrace, so that's cool that he's jumped over. Anybody else? What are you up to?
Doing a little Portage Park.
Yeah, I just started a small townhouse in Portage Park this morning when the new Spark came through as well. Going to crank one out there.
I got my Spark yet.
Yeah, I started. Oh, that's right. I just saw that. Yeah, you didn't get yours, and then some other people, they've just got hundreds and hundreds of spark, apparently. What's that drama that kicked off? What, a new account being created every minute and they're getting 6 spark or something, some glitch in the matrix?
Yeah, so Ben, I can talk a little bit about that. This was updated by Squalmoza. It looks to be that, I mean, officially there was from the Upland level, it's recently made aware of an issue that was causing players who leveled up to Uplander to receive large amounts of spark. The issue has already been resolved and rewards have been reset back to the default amount of 0 spark. We are currently investigating our options and will return with more information as it becomes available.
Yeah, now that's interesting. Finn sent me, I don't think he's on the meeting today, but he sent me some screenshots of his account this morning. He got sent 0.09 spark, which he said he didn't earn. And then he took a screenshot a bit later and that had been taken away. So I was under the impression that once you receive these things, that was it. It was yours because it's transferred through the blockchain. But from the screenshots that he sent me, he got given this spark and then, yeah, a bit later it was taken away. So I wonder if they're going to be able to do that to all of these accounts because I'm not sure if it's one person just going big here or whether it's a team of people. That's going to be if they don't address it, like, that's going to be a huge thing. Like, imagine you had that much spark. You're going to make a fortune via the UCC or, just flipping buildings and that. So, sure, be interesting.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I'd finished, mate. Go for
it. The snapshot was taken. Mossy J gave us a snapshot. It looked to be about 7,000 sparks. So you're talking about upwards of 3 million in USD if you were to calculate that all together. Now, take into account that people did get their Tuesday drop for Spark Rewards and Treasure Hunting, also the Spark Up Rewards. So we have to be a little bit more on the less's side. But even if you split that in half, that's still 1 million plus spark in USD.
Yeah, that's crazy. When you think of how powerful Spark is within the game and, the limited supply of it. Not good.
Yeah, I suspect Bakia.
Well, what do you got to say for yourself, Bach? You're hiding. He is very quiet, suspicious.
Was I hiding?
See, like I said, there you go. Very suspicious. I suspect Bakia is behind this whole Spark situation.
You were hiding in plain sight there, Bacchio.
Yeah, that was, I was silent from the beginning of this meeting. But there were actually mistakes even before this message, because sometimes I looked at my Spark balance and then my Spark suddenly increased with 0.05. And I was like, what the hell is going on here? But then they changed it. So then it got deducted. So apparently there were even issues before this official announcement. So I don't know what they're doing, but yeah, that's weird.
Well, whatever it is, it's not really good for the overall economy, but we'll see how it all plays out. They might be able to address it. So yeah, I'm building one small townhouse in Portage Park and I just started one on City Island as well. And then I'm going to switch over to doing some townhouses with Bok in the Super Miles United. So yeah. Anybody else want to chime in there? Where you at? No. Keeping it under wraps.
Come on now. It's got to be Fresno.
Fresno.
Fresno,
Building out in that shopping mall over there, River Park. So you got to check it out. That's a lot of people are signaling where they're going for Meta Ventures. Anybody here care to talk about where they're going to put their Meta Ventures business?
Well, it's pretty obvious where mine is going. I know cheese is being poached left, right, and center. Yeah.
Fair enough. I'll take that.
Yeah. It's going to be very interesting and it's going to be very fluid. Like, it kind of really threw everyone for a loop, this new system where, you get taxed higher, so you might have to jump cities. So realistically, I'm looking to have a home base in Fresno, Manhattan. I've got a good one in Nashville, obviously San Francisco. I also have a a big area in Bakersfield. I do have an area in Oakland. Where else? Santa Clara, I've got a massive area. Chicago. So I'm going to try and put an apartment building eventually in all of those places. So I can, if I do want to just flip on a whim and see what happens in a different city, I'll be able to. So any sort of flexibility you can build for yourself, it's going to be pretty useful, I think.
Sounds good.
How about yourself? That's probably more the question.
I signaled the other day that officially I am in Fresno. So that is where the Block Explorer store that I have chosen in the city that I've chosen was either Fresno or San Francisco. I didn't get in early enough to make a substantial footprint in San Francisco, but I championed Woodward Park from the beginning. I did the Woodward Park NFT series for the build off that crushed everybody prior to Spud, when Spud was still Spud before Spark. But that River Park Shopping Center in Woodward Park, the lower south corner, Los Montanos signaled that he is going there in the Home Depot. So between the two interchanges at the Yosemite Freeway, will house both one Block Explorer store, which is myself, and one Decor, which is Los Montanos. And we have one other player who has committed but has not outwardly come out and said that they're going to be there, and one other potential MetaVenture. So that could be 4 in Woodward Park.
Yeah, there's a few going in Fresno. I think the Little Italy crew, I think they're still staying where they originally planned. And was it Satoshi and them, weren't they planning Herndon or somewhere?
No comment.
Ha! Ding, ding. Yeah, cool. Yeah, that's awesome. And that's going to be very interesting to see how it all plays out. But yeah, if you're not thinking about that yourself, you definitely should be.
100%.
Yeah. And yeah, trying to get a little footprint somewhere is going to be greatly beneficial, even if you do go back to one of those older cities like Bakersfield or somewhere else. For sure. We got a whole bunch of wines of the week this week, unfortunately. The first one up is the 500 member Fiasco. Did anybody want to speak to that for themselves?
500 member Fiasco.
Yeah, so we got that thing come through the community. What are they putting together? A community, what's the word? I'm blanking on the word. What is it? Not inventory. What is it? Like on the website, it's going to have a list of all the various upland communities. And one of the requirements, I think it had to be over 60 days old, which, we're 270 something days old. So that was fine. But you also had to have a minimum of 500 active members. Oh, Jazz has just said directory. Thanks, Jazz. Yeah, 500 active members, which I just laughed at first. Unfortunately, it just shows how totally out of touch the team is with the realities of what's actually happening in the community. As far as neighbourhood groups, there may be 1 or 2 that have over that many members. But we've been down that road pushing in the early stages of the UDU, opening the doors, pushing for numbers, and it just creates hollowness within the team that it's never going to end well. Probably Portage Park is the only one that I think is close, and even like how massive they are, and they don't have 500 members, which is kind of hilarious. So who was it, Cheese, that got back to me on Twitter? Somebody. Was it?
Mort.
Yeah. So Mort did come back. I had a bit of a back and forth with Mort on Twitter where they're looking into it. It's not set in stone, blah, blah, blah. But it was just kind of disappointing to throw that out there. It just shows a complete lack, out of touchness as far as I was concerned. Since when does member numbers signify any sort of quality or something like that, As we've been saying over the last several months, as we've continued to evolve and strip the team down, I'd rather have, 20 highly active, engaged people, standing beside me rather than 500 shallow people that as soon as, you think about the old Braveheart battles and that, they run down into battle and then all the Irishmen jump over to the other side, or something. So, yeah. And like I said, we've been down that road. All of these new groups that are pushing for members, they haven't gone through the internal explosions that will inevitably happen in these sorts of groups. So.
You know, it's funny. We started out with the bros and the boys, and we ended up with the nerds, and I love it. I freaking love it, man.
Yeah. Yeah, it just shows that the strength isn't in numbers. It's meaningless. Yeah, there's
Where's
no
my
strength in
cigar?
just hollow numbers. That means nothing.
And I think, Ben, part of that is they're trying to implement a governance. And so they're trying to take a body or a member of players that would constitute that governance of the number of people in your neighborhood or community. I think that was probably the idea. But as we all know, that's just not quite how the organization of getting information and having like-mindedness actually is in the game of Upland right now.
Yeah, and governance is going to, I think that might be the trigger point that's going to fracture some of these new and emerging groups. Yeah, if you've got 500 members in a group that's kind of been loosely put together, and then you throw governance in there and people, banding back and forth their ideas and whatnot, that's really going to throw a spanner in the works. So it shall be interesting. Yeah, especially, Finn picked up on this as well. Like, it's kind of pretty cool to see Upland officially take on the terminology of neighborhood node. So that was kind of cool to see. And I had to remind Mort that while all of the other neighborhood development groups that have spawned since the UDU came out might not know it, they all have UDU DNA in their foundations because we came up with the term, sort of thing. So, and we kind of championed that public push for, coordination, that sort of thing. So, kind of be pretty funny if we didn't qualify for the directory when we're the ones who kind of kicked it all off. So, what are we? We're having a nerd chat. Did Jazz take offense to being called a nerd? That's funny.
I'll lead the nerds.
Nice.
It's the biggest, goofiest one.
Yeah, so we'll see how that pans out. The next one was the Ornaments Fiasco. Does anybody want to talk to that? That really got around my gears. Box shaking his head.
Where are they?
You don't have the ornaments yet, right? And the message was like, you can place your ornaments from the 20th of December till, I don't know. I mean, I think we should be happy if they, drop them on the end date, like next year or something like that. It's ridiculous.
That's kind of frustrating, isn't it?
Birthday.
Yeah, I was speaking more to the drama that was associated with the release of those. Like, I know I kicked myself later, but I got up at whatever it was, 2 a.m. to buy these ornaments, and then it was just spinning wheels of death, nothing, crashes. Actually, within the mobile app, it was saying there's nothing available in the store. And then meanwhile, I'm going over to Discord and people are saying, oh, I managed to get all of them, or I managed to get this one and that one, but I didn't get this one. I'm like, there's not even anything in the bloody store. So I forget who it was. It might have been Nub or somebody. It was about an hour later that he said, oh, they're back up again. So I jumped back on the app. I did try to go back to sleep in the interim, but I was kind of pissed off, so it didn't work out well. So I jumped back on the app and they were live again, and I managed to grab them all. Now, I don't know if there was some issue on the back end that they eventually fixed, or it was just that there was just so many people trying to buy them and eventually 3/4 of them gave up and moved away. I'm not sure. How did everybody else go? Did you grab a few?
I grabbed a few. I let it load for like 5 minutes, just like let it load, and it eventually went through. I had to do that for each one. So like it took me about a good hour to buy like one of each.
I did what Wild Jasmine did. I went in and then closed out, and then went back in and then closed out. But it doesn't. It was right on the heels of the whole Legit's NFT failure with trying to get the mementos done, and I mean, obviously something's not working right.
Yeah, and we're gonna have to watch it now. I blocked the Upland email account because, especially when I go on those minting sprees, usually when I go on a minting spree, it's like when my wife's asleep and she was getting sick and tired of all the pings. So I blocked the email, but I went and unblocked it all so that I could record all the data saying, congratulations, you've purchased this, whatever, outdoor decor thing or the Christmas decorations thing, because we've seen this before where you've paid for these things, but you didn't get them delivered. So I'm going to be all over that like a hawk this time around. Because there was a couple And when it first started, I was clicking on these things and nothing went through. I'm not sure if the Apex got taken or whatever, but I thought I missed them. But then when I went back and had a look at the emails, it appears like I got them. Now, I think there was there 21 options, but I've got like 25 emails. So I'm not sure how that's going to play out, but I'm going to be all over it.
Yeah, and Ben, just looking at the store right now, I had left some of the higher number ornaments to see how well they were going and selling. And just reporting in on that, of the 1,000, there's about 417 of 1,000 is the least, the one that are still up for sale at 5,000 UPIX a piece. Sunny Minded, Bunny Bees. Sunny Minded has 2, Bunny Bees has 2. So those 2 players have another 500 or so to sell out on each one of their categories.
Well, that's interesting. I might go and buy some more. I thought I was only able to buy 1 at the time, and then it glitched out.
You are. So what I did was left the higher, the smaller townhomes, and I left those to see how well they would sell and how the numbers decreased during, on the availability, just so I could kind of keep an eye on it.
Cool. Oh. Interesting.
I freaking love your Hail Santa over there. I freaking love it with I just noticed it right now.
I did have some other ones I was playing around with. That was the kind of tame one that I went with. I was looking at some of the cool ones that gets thrown around in Bok and Nub and Finn's area of the world. Some of those ones, what is it, Santa Claus and the black-faced demons and stuff. I was going to put one of those up, but Bok's hiding. There he goes. He just suddenly went out of shot.
But that's perfect, like the candy cane star and like Rudolph in the middle. Yes. Hail Santa.
Mixed it up a bit. One more last wine before we can move on to some positive things. Spark and time zones, I'll put that down. This is really starting to grind my gears, as I've been whinging for ages. The time zone issue where they just refuse to acknowledge or, even mix things up for the wider community. We're not all based in North America. I had to get up at 2:30 a.m. to see if I had a good slot available to buy Spark at 3 a.m. basically. I suppose I could have got up at 5 to 3 or whatever. But yeah, I wish they would close the Spark situation where, again, I'm blanking on what's the word? You register, is it? Yeah, you register for the Spark sales. Why not close it 12 hours before or 24 hours before? So, if I see that I'm, 1,000th in line for 0.5 Spark, well, I'm not going to bother getting up for it. If I'm, 20th in line, well, I'm going to get up for it. But so that was quite frustrating. As it turned out, I did get up at 2:30 and I was in a good position for both all of them actually, the 0.25, the 0.5 and the 1. So I stayed up and I was watching the numbers like a hawk, and I did manage to get the 0.5 and the 1, which was cool. So, but yeah, just really frustrating that they don't think of these things. How'd everybody else go? Did you get yourself some Spark? Bok doesn't have to because he's just like a maniac in the treasure hunts.
Yeah, he's crazy good. I didn't buy any. I'm sticking with my 0.10, 0.12 a week if I even get that.
Yeah. Yeah, I made use of the pump that's going on in out of Sunset, and I flipped a whole bunch for US dollars, so I had enough to cover it all. So I'll probably, now that I've done that once and it worked out pretty easily, the next time we have one of these Spark sales, I'll probably do the same thing. See what's happening, see what's on a pump somewhere, do a couple of quick flips and make sure I have the cash there just in case I do have a good position. That's not always going to work out. I think the last 2 or 3 I've been way back in the queue and haven't really bothered. Yeah, kind of sucks having to get up so early just to see if it's worth getting up. You have to get up early to see if it's worth getting up early. It's a weird situation. We shall move on to the win of the week, and you should take this over, Bok. I've put this down as Spark. You've had another win there, mate.
Yeah,
you can speak for Brabant and everybody else who's not in the chat.
Yeah, Brabant and Ventor. I really hope that the Spark week is a recurring thing, because it was like 1 month ago and now it was there again, and it's a very good way to earn spark. And my win of the week, yeah, definitely was a spark week. I think there's a reason why I was a bit quiet and a bit lazy here, because every night I set my alarm in the middle of the night because I wanted to score a spark, sleep 3 hours, try to hit, another chest, and then sleep 3 hours. So, and I don't function that well, but I'm free for play, and it's a very good way to earn spark if you are free for play. I have almost 10 spark right now, and I didn't spend a single USD on it, and it was really funny. Brabant and I were actually chasing each other. We were constantly in the same spark possibility mode because we were not on cooldown. And every time he got a spark, then I got the next spark chest and vice versa. That was really funny. But I think that Upland should also think about, maybe make some changes in the spark week, because also right now when you look at Chicago, there are always 5 or 6 persons who always claims those spark chests, and it would be nice if they add a boosted spark from regular treasure hunts so that everybody can enjoy that spark week.
Yeah, even if they just bumped it to 0.025 or something.
Yeah, replace it instead of 0.02 by 0.05, then it's still worth it to chase that spark.
Yeah, but that's dedication, setting your alarm for every 3 hours all through the night. But that's the kind of the grind you got to put in as a free-to-play player. So almost 10 spark as free-to-play that's massive. That's really, really cool.
Yeah,
the Goody Poo mode on.
What's that, Bach?
No, that was a game. When there were games and when there were competitions, Brabant, Nubbix, me, crazy Dutch people, I think. I don't know.
I'm curious to know what city that you don't have to tell us what city you're in that you're doing the treasure hunting or the spark hunting in, but and the other question I have to that is, what did you start with if you were a legacy player in? What balance of spark did you start with so people can kind of understand how somebody that's free to play makes hay of treasure hunting?
Yeah, I started in Chicago. That was actually because when I started this game, that was in April, I didn't have much Apex to really create a treasure hunt map. And I was very bad at it. Actually, I had a Zoom call with Brabant to teach me how to hunt for spark because I was so bad at it. But it requires a lot of practice. And my city where I hunt is Chicago, which is a big advantage during spark week because there's always riot mode. So all your prices are doubled. That's a big plus. Because even the other tier 1 cities, Manhattan and San Francisco, sometimes there's not a riot mode. And that's, it's still good. It's still okay because the tier 1 rewards are a bit higher than the other cities. But Chicago is constantly riot mode. And my tip would be just use one point where you start. I always use the same starting point in the middle of the map, because then at one point in time, how to interpret the arrows. Because in the middle, when it faces down and it's not pulsating that hard, I know I have to go to Englewood or even West Pullman. But then you have a certain range, and then your first send is always more accurate, and you can start from there. That's my trick.
Yeah, these new people on the show, I can't compete with them, which is kind of funny because I'm almost 2 years into this game and I started treasure hunting from the very start. I have a massive map in Chicago. I think I started Uplando. I think I got 2 spark as part of the very first wave of alpha testers, and then I got 7 spark, I believe, as for being an OG during the snapshot. But yeah, these new players, I can't keep up with them in Chicago. I gave up, so I moved to Cleveland, and obviously the rewards a lot less there, but kind of suits my play style where I'm not getting up every 3 hours. Bugger that. So, but yeah, I could still pick up, a chest here and there. So I think I ended up with 0.33, something like that, which, it's definitely not 2 spark, but it's a good boost for the limited amount of time I put in. Anybody else get involved? See a lot of blank looks. I think when people see that other people are getting almost 2 spark for treasure hunts, it's kind of quite eye-opening. But yeah, don't underestimate the work that Bok and Brabant and Berntar and everybody else is putting in to get that. It's almost a full-time job.
Yeah,
definitely
it's
a part-time
really frustrating
job.
when you miss out. When you miss out, that's really frustrating because on Sunday I had 5 hours without spark, and because you don't have a lot of chances because it's every 15 minutes. So you can miss out 10 times. It's not, it can happen, but then you've lost 3 hours. And every time I was 1 block away. So then you really gotta, stay patient, think about the rewards. But yeah, but it's also fun.
Yeah, you posted plenty of dangs. So I imagine if luck had gone your way, you would have squeezed a few more in.
Yeah, the Sunday was a bad day for me, but can't complain.
Alrighty, Box, since you're on, do you want to speak to the next segment, which I've put down as Fight Club rules? We had a bit of drama kick off recently.
Yeah, if you know the movie, then you know what you mean. Yeah, I see the pressure, Chief. Yeah, the rule of Fight Club, I never heard about it, but the first rule of Fight Club was you don't talk about Fight Club. The second rule of Fight Club, you don't talk about Fight Club. And that also applies to nodes. When there is a node, the first thing that you want to know and have to know, you don't talk about the node. And I actually have no right to complain because during the release, the electricity went out. And that was not because I was cheap. It was not that I did not want to buy into the node, but I was really angry. I was at my parents' home and the electricity there went out. And I was yelling at my dad, like, hey, what the hell is going on with the internet? But there's nothing they could do because they have very fast internet normally. But fortunately, the other UDU members really did well. They minted a lot of properties in the new Morecheese node. And I'm also thinking and being careful because I don't want to call the name of the node because
she's got her wand ready. She's got her wand ready. Oh, back scratcher, sorry.
Yeah. Moving on.
Yeah.
I've already been on the receiving end of the wand as well. So I can't comment.
I just want to backtrack a little bit and speak specifically to Bok, what he's just dropped there. It kind of speaks to the dedication and the effort we put into securing these nodes, especially like a full neighborhood is becoming very rare to secure. And we knew this was going to be even harder. With all the stress tests, the entire neighborhoods were being sold out in a minute. So we knew it was going to be very hard. Bok was at his parents' house. The power was out. So by all accounts, he's like, okay, well, I'm out of here. He got out on the street and sprinted. What was it, 1.5 Ks home? He sprinted home trying to get back to help out in the minting. So, that kind of speaks to the dedication we're putting into things as a team.
Yeah, it was crazy. But fortunately, we minted a lot. I'm not going to say which percentage or which area, but I mean, the thing what Cheese did, that was amazing. We had a Zoom meeting where we disclosed the location to UDU members only. But yeah, I mean, Slav and I, we have a node, Supermouse United, Musida has a node, Strapwood. But the big difference is we disclosed the node after we secured it.
Yep.
So we only secured that one with 2 or 3 people. And the big advantage of that one is that no information get leaked. But I do want to tell that even with that situation, it was still hard to manage a node because when you meet with 2 or 3 persons, you still don't have the full ownership that you wanted. Then you have to make offers on the low. And even that was stressful. But in this case, I mean, the node, it was out in the open. There were some UDU members who know about the node. And I mean, I just want to say this, a node management can be very stressful, and 2 important rules. And I think it's really important to communicate this because I thought it was common knowledge. Is 1, you don't talk about the node to outside members. It happened once. And the second thing is there is a node manager, and the node manager is managing the node. It's not a node mascot. It's a node manager. And that person, it's stressful. So a node manager wants to have control. They want to know what's going on. And what also happened is, and I mean, it was sometimes ignorance. It wasn't that bad, but there were transactions between members. And I mean, when you are securing a node, it costs a lot of UPEX. So if one member says, oh, you were not able to mint a property, well, that's okay. I'm going to give you a property at cost. It's better to contact the node manager first because maybe she can sell that for a bit of a markup to recover the cost and actually pay for other properties. So basically, I think the 2 important rules are you don't talk about the node outside. That's rule number 1. And the second one is, when you are doing a transaction, where you are thinking about putting offers out, contact the node manager, because imagine if everybody's going to put offers out, people will definitely start noticing like, hey, what the heck is going on? In this particular neighborhood, I constantly receive offers. Yeah, then yeah, people also know what's going on. So contact the node manager first.
Yeah, and that kind of moving on to the Bronx node debrief. Yeah, it's tricky, especially because it's not yet fully secured. Like to pull the numbers that we have from the chaos that it was is incredible. I think everybody who was on that Zoom and who was part of the push walked away with piles of UPEX still that they frustratingly weren't able to use, and nobody was more frustrated than Cheese. And it kind of speaks back to your point too about being able to, the difference between able to build a node kind of in private under the radar over several weeks and what the Bronx was. I have to apologize to Cheese because when she first came to me with the idea that she had for securing the node with the outside contract, I didn't take the time to understand what she was, suggesting, and the way I kind of pushed it forward is likely to have hindered her ability to secure more properties. So, I have to apologize for that. But yeah, we'll see. For some reason, I thought that the collection release was this morning, but it's actually tomorrow, isn't it? So that's going to be very interesting to see how that plays out. Now, Cheese, I assume you've got a pile of UPEX ready to go to gobble up the floor if need be.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like Scrooge McDuck right now.
Nice. So is that the plan? I guess it can go two ways, can't it? If it happens to be a rare or an exclusive collection, you're going to want to grab everything that you can immediately.
Yeah.
But then it kind of goes the other way. If it's a non-collection, you kind of sit back and wait for the market to calm down, or I don't know, it's a tricky one. And
hoping it's not a collection.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah. And that speaks to what Bok has been saying as far as the node manager. Like, that's on Cheese to organize and address, If you're somebody that wants to help gobble up, yeah, contact Cheese, or always defer to the node manager. Yeah, just looking in chat. Yeah, I don't know. It could be very interesting. Imagine securing a node that was a rare collection. That'd be pretty cool. But it does put a hell of a lot of pressure on the kind of weaker hands to flip out and that sort of thing. So we shall see. We've been talking about, Bok and I have been talking about your node, Cheese. Did you want to wrap anything up as far as the debrief goes?
Absolutely not.
No. They're too much already. Yeah. I'm hoping that once it all plays out, I would assume that you might be doing some press in regards to the deal you put together. Is that fair to say?
Say that again, sorry.
Once the node's all secured and it's all squared away, do you know if you're going to be doing any press in relation to the deal?
Yes, definitely.
Awesome.
Yes. Great press.
Very cool. Looking forward to it. Because as I kind of hinted at in the last team meeting, it's likely to revolutionize how nodes are going to be secured in the future. So.
Oh yeah.
Very, very cool. All right. Did anybody else want to speak to that? How you went in the Bronx? Doesn't have to be as far as the node. Did you have a win, a lose? Anybody making crazy flips? I think somebody just posted that it might have been in the Portage Park team or somewhere. Somebody just sold a 15K mint for 700K or something crazy.
I know Brabin got some really good.
Oh, was it him? Was it? Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's doing amazing. I don't want to sell anything. I have a pretty good amount of Bronxes. Like, I knew I was gonna hit it hard. Like, somebody told me, I think Cyclonics DM'd me and he was like, take your Esplanade off because I think that might be something. And I'm like, Esplanade, like I'm right off. I used to live right off of Esplanade. I'm like, what's that? So we'll see. I took them off. We'll see. Everything I want to sell, it's like I don't want to sell.
Yeah, I'm the same. I'm not selling anything. Anybody else?
Yeah, Brabant sold a, I think it was 30K Grand Concours for 655K. And I mean, it's still a long street. So, and most of the times you also see that potential collection rumors are are actually in the price already. So, I mean, imagine that when it becomes Grand Concours, could be exclusive perhaps, but rare, I don't know. It's a long street. Then, having 655K, that's cool. That's good.
And what was the thing with the team dropping like the usual thing where they lock all the unminted properties and reprice them, but it's completely sold out. Do they not know that it's sold out?
Well, FSAs, are they also sold out?
I asked that, and I asked that in the general chat, and somebody said, yeah, it's completely sold out.
Oh.
Yeah, Ben, were you talking about the post that they made about the collections and all the unminted properties are going to be locked?
Yeah.
Standard verbiage. I think they just do it to make it standard across the board on the verbiage. Yeah,
it's kind of one of those frustrating things though. Like, do I get up at whatever it is, 1 a.m. or are they going to say, hang on a minute, there's none that we need to lock. So here you go, have at it. So
I mean, that could be the case. And also for players that just got in, remember if depending upon what they do and if they have unlocked properties, we've seen this before in Brooklyn where, hundreds, if not 1,000+ properties go onto the market that weren't available. There's some still strange areas in the Bronx. So I expect more of the same until the same is not more.
I guess maybe would visitor expired accounts, would they be in play yet? How many days is that?
Yes, because you're talking about 6 days total. So yes, because of the different stress tests, it would definitely come into play. I've seen properties in Fresno from players that have been keeping up with their visitor, that their actual passport and expiring, and those properties coming back on the market on so many of these other legacy cities. It's bizarre. It's amazing.
Yeah, I think, was it Cheese? Was it you that posted something about San Francisco? There was some in San Francisco as well. Somebody was.
Yeah, I was doing treasure hunting last night and I just happened upon one. I posted the address in there just in case like somebody had somebody. I guess they were releasing it everywhere.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Imagine picking something like that up in Manhattan. That'd be a good score.
Yeah, also in Brooklyn, somebody said, Bach said that, and Jasmine did comment on that they didn't bother changing the text. It's just kind of a copy and paste on those releases of the collection properties. So good luck to everybody. I hope everybody gets a win.
We shall see. Yeah, and fingers crossed for our node. See how that plays out. All right, moving on. The next part, playtime is over for me. I've got some pretty massive in real life changes kicking in 2022. I'm pretty much going from 4 days a week to 5.5 days. I've been forced into taking extra responsibilities on at work as far as extending my hours. So I was kind of in a bit of a funk the last few days trying to work out how the hell I'm going to manage that, as well as some extra stuff I got to deal with on the home front. And then, we've been talking the last 3-4 weeks that 2022 is going to be a massive year for Upland, we all assume. So, I got juggling all these balls. I've kind of been trying to wrap my head around how I'm going to do it all. And I'm going to have to go back to my old master's degree schedule. So, at present, I'm kind of here, there, and everywhere with Upland and the UDU stuff. I'm involved in several other node groups sporadically. Sometimes I jump in and I do some DMs here, there, or, at lunchtime at work or in the evening. That's going to all change next year. I'll be getting up at 3:30 a.m. Monday to Friday, and I'll be dedicating, say, 4 a.m. to 6 a.m. as anything UDU Upland related. And that's pretty much it as far as the time I'm going to have available. So, my availability in the evenings is going to be very limited because I got a lot of the stuff that I used to do in the morning as far as, going for my exercise and that sort of stuff. I have to push that to the afternoon. So I think I'll probably end up getting more done at the moment because I've kind of got sporadic time here, there, and everywhere, I kind of a bit loose and wasted a lot of time. When I have a very limited amount of time, it's going to focus my attention and energies and that sort of thing. So, yeah, just putting that out there to let everybody know that, you know, if you send me a DM or whatever, it's probably not going to get addressed until a very specific time every morning. To just be aware of that. And as part of that, it's a bit of a call to arms for everybody to kind of chip in as much as they can, help out, as far as, you know, we have the management side of things within the UDU. You know, the team's small enough and strong enough now that we can pretty much just self-manage. So, yes, yeah, I'm not sure how it's going to all play out, but yeah, as I was looking to make 2022 the big year for Upland, all this extra shit has piled on. So we shall see. Well, what was the terminology you used, Cheese? The pain before the something? Do you remember? When we were DMing? It was a good one. I read it and I was like, yeah, that's about right. So.
Oh my God. What did I say to you?
Yeah. Yeah, I give Cheese the heads up yesterday. So, yeah. 2020
storm or something. I don't know.
It was better than that. It was like some original one. But yeah, 2022 is going to pretty much just kick my ass. And then hopefully if I can do what I need to do in 2022 and grind that out, 2023 might open up some new avenues to other things. I don't know. Cheese is still searching.
Yeah, you got me so curious.
Yeah, it was in one of our DMs somewhere. But yeah, it still, like, we're still going to do the wine and cheese show, still pushing for the Upland Mash show. That's just going to all be done it's the early AM my time anyway. The only other thing I have been thinking is, at the moment we do the team meeting at 5 AM my time, and that's because at the moment I have Wednesdays off. So I can do the team meeting at 5 AM. It usually finishes about 6 AM. My kids are up. I get them ready for school, blah, blah, blah. And then once that's all taken care of, then I can, you know, post the thing on YouTube and play around and that sort of stuff and do wine and cheese and whatnot. I may look to pushing the team meetings forward an hour. Would that be workable to people? Is that throw people way for 6 or what?
I'm good.
Oh, Angela said, yeah, one more year of pain before the glory. That was it. Yeah.
Yeah, but earlier is good with me. I prefer earlier than later.
How about you, Coy? Because I know you usually juggling. Is it your lunch break or something?
Well, the kids. So this time is good, but you know what I mean. I'm flexible.
Yeah, even if it was just half an hour, because I'd like to be able to get it squared away before I have to go to work.
So half hour later than what?
No, it'll be earlier.
Oh no, that's very good for me. Then.
Are any kids here?
Yeah, that'll work.
Is there any way that I can help you with pushing the videos out at all, Ben?
We can look into it. Yeah, absolutely. Well, the trouble is the most amount of time is it's the upload. Yeah, it might be. I might be able to email you the final version or something like that. Yeah. It's because sometimes
have a think about it, dude. Just, you know, I've got plenty of time on my hands, so you know, if I can do stuff like that for you, all right, delegate some jobs to me. No worries.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Yeah, and that's what I'm talking about as far as a call to arms. You know, if there's any way that you can see to help out a bit more, that'd be awesome.
I definitely wouldn't want to be hosting these meetings, but I can help more on the back end side of it. No worries.
All right. Yeah. Well, it might even be a case where I can run you through the process of how the tools I use to patch the intro and the outros, and it may be that you record the Zooms or something like that, and you can do it all on your end.
Yeah, I mean, I've got OBS and I've got Vegas, so I can do all the recording and editing, I think.
Awesome.
So
that sounds
you
good.
just run me through your process, and I can help keep the continuity.
Sweet. All right. Well, yeah, we'll talk about that over the break and play around with that next year.
Cool.
All right. What else have we got on the list? A few things. Last week we talked about reimagining the UDUA and how that was going to play out. Hello, Meekwan. We did go through and change all that. So the UDUA is now non-existent. It is now referred to as vetting. because it's just a continuation of vetting. We have told all of the existing UDUA members you have until the day before the next team meeting. So that'd be the Monday, the 10th of January. Have until then to sort out what you need to get sorted out to go for the upgrade to UDU. You're not going to have to go through the extra vetting process that we normally do for that upgrade. Most of those people have been in the team long enough to get that sorted out. And we do want to work with you to get that happening. So yeah, if I did tag everybody again who hadn't kind of reached out and let us know that they're good to go. I guess, Cheese, you were gonna look after Little?
Yeah, because she has been donating all her spark. She hasn't gotten anything built. And what is Bakio laughing at?
Oh, he's having a good time.
Yeah.
Koi's losing his sideburns.
I saw that Cole was losing his sideburns. He was like this in the camera, and then it dropped off.
Oh, he lost it here too.
Yeah.
I just couldn't hear what you're saying.
Sorry. All right, I'm sorry. Squirrel.
Sorry, Cheese, I was distracting you.
Yeah.
I know, sorry.
So yeah, Lil, I definitely want to take care of her because she's been ongoing all the time, donating. She hasn't gotten anything for herself built. So I want to kind of give her 3 of something I have. A few options we have for people who want to make that move from the UDU to the UDU is we still have spots open in the Musita node.
Yep. I've been pushing. I think it was Boulder reached out to me and wanted to know about, Boulder's in the chat. You wanted to know about the Armand Park node. And I said, I could give you the 9 properties there to qualify, but I think it'd work out cheaper to hit Musita up for 3 in the official neighborhood development node. So I don't know, Musita, have people been reaching out?
Sorry?
Have some people been contacting you to get some node properties?
Yeah, not that much, but I think one in a week, one another week. So I have a lot of projects yet.
He has a lot of properties, guys. Come on. And we can kind of put into the Upland chat in the UDU Discord kind of pricing and whatnot, and that way people can have a little something to look at, shop through for the new year and the new UDU and whatnot. You want to be in a tier 1 node, you want to be in a main node. I have my toes everywhere. I have the mini nodes, but I have all of the big nodes, so you just let us know.
Absolutely. And Musita's Strutwood, that's a full neighborhood development node, so you only need 3 of those, and they are still, at the moment, they're still incredibly priced, very cheaply priced, considering they're all apartment size. We're talking about, that's going to be our apartment node. So I am going to reach out. Chief, did you want to liaise with Colossimo as well?
Okay.
He's another one in the list. There's a few other people. Jacob for Jesus, I'll reach out to him. Plasty, I'm pretty sure he's probably already got their requirements. He might just be not active. Soprafair, dear Bok, did you want to reach out there? I don't actually know if it's a he or she, but they're pretty active in the team chat at the moment. So are you able to cover that, Bok?
Yeah.
Cheers. And then there's a few other people, Thilium and YC guy reached out this morning. So it's good to see this. What do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 out of the 18 already have their green ticks there, good to go. So we don't want to kick these people out. That's not what we're trying to do. But so the UDUA pipeline as we had known it no longer exists. So pretty much it's going to be the same vetting schedule as we had before. I know Finn has kind of taken over. There's at least 2 players that I've been in regular contact with recently who are just mad keen to get into the team. But I've been just, keep saying, look, we got very strict vetting procedures for a reason. Just bear with me. keep hassling me, keep reminding me, and Finn's taken that over, so I'll be passing people on to Finn. But it's going to be the same process. You have to go through prior blockchain and community vetting before you even get access to the server. Once that's all clear, once you're in the server, yeah, you'll have that vetting role, and it's going to be pretty much the same system. There's going to be a minimum. You have to have that vetting role for a minimum of 1 month. That gives those people a chance to get to know us. We get to know them, and after that 1 month, I think it'd be pretty easy to see whether somebody's ready for the upgrade or not. And then we'll, as we always do, we'll work with them to get them for the UDU upgrade. As we've been doing, if a new player comes into the team under the vetting and they're inactive for a month, well, you're booted to the Lost Souls. If the account's inactive for 3 months, then yeah, they just booted from the server. Again, it's about stripping the team down to people who are engaged. So it is pretty strict, but ultimately it's for the best. Cheese, do you think there's any value in putting a vetting overview video together? Like you helped me with that prop hop video. I was just thinking maybe we could do a vetting overview, whether it was yourself or myself, or I don't know if Finn wants to get on camera. You in the chat, Finn? Cool. Yeah. Or whether we do it as a team thing or something. Just a short video, like we always have. At the moment, I've got like this massive block of text that I copy and paste. Like people say, how do I get involved in the team? Well, I'm copy and paste this thing. It'd be nice to have a video where we just said, check this out.
Can we do it Fallout 4 style where like it says, if you, and then like there's crackling, if you want to be in the UDU, and then it like fast goes to somebody else. And
if you want to do that, that sounds cool to me. I've got no skills in that regards.
All right, we could try it. That's cool.
Yeah. Well, you're the video editor for all the theme songs and that whatnot. So yeah, that'd be cool. Oh, and as part of that, is there any other videos that we could do? I know who was it? Who was the player that has since left? The English guy that helped with some videos. Who was that? Tommy. I always think Tommy Lloyd. Yeah. So Tommy Lloyd did put some videos together, but I think some updated ones of those would be nice. Just kind of short, brief things. Definitely a vetting overview, like how do you get involved? If you have any other ideas for maybe even like how our Spark train works or something like that.
I can also help out put these videos together, if you need it. Maybe me and Cheese can work together or something.
Definitely, that'll be fun.
Brilliant.
I've got to get back on your good side, so.
Oh no, you're like I said, Ben knows me. I get everything out right at the moment, so that later on, I don't even remember why I was angry.
Oh, yeah. No, that'd be awesome. Because us that have been in the team from the get-go, there's a lot of implied knowledge there, and we've said this before. New people coming into the team, it'd be good to have an instance to be able to get them up to speed quickly. So yeah, I think a short vetting, the onboarding process video, a short video about Spark trains would be good. If you can think of anything else, that'd be awesome. Cool. And yeah, that'd be great if you two could work together, and I'll help out in any way that I can. All right, a few more things to touch on. UCC contract updates. I've got 3 more payments to go. 34 properties. I've already got those organised. Another 34 properties for stage 2. They're going to be here, there, and everywhere, filling in some gaps. So as for the stage 1 contract, there's 19 done, 5 are building, and 10 more to go. It was a bit slow this week. I'm not sure if the UCC had other projects to jump on a bit more heavily. I was slow to put a couple of my builds up too, so whether they pivoted away for a while, but I just got a whole bunch of notifications this morning when I got on, so they're stacking on again. So that is cool. Cheese, over to you. Wine and cheese update. Last one for the year we just did.
We had Mars on. It was so much fun. He showed us his toy collection. He told us about himself. He told us about the projects he's in, what he wants to do. He talked about his music, and like, I'm just gonna throw this out there. I already talked to like Bird about it, and I want to see a freaking concert in the Nasty Hooks with Mars and Bird. Like, make it happen, please. That would be so freaking cool. But yeah, I finally did. I'm catching up on the NFTs. I'm so sorry about that. I just completed the Farming Tales one with Lycos. I think I did really good with that. I wanted to make it like every time I make these, I just really want them to have a lot to look at and be exceptional. I don't want to just, you know, put one out for the sake of putting one out. So they're going to take some time. And then, so yeah, then after him, I just have the R Bang Bang from Crypto Chibis and then Mars to do. And then I'm free.
And then we'll be straight back into it again.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, Mars was great. Yeah, he's such a good sport. Like, he took over the intro, he took over the sickos part. Like, I suggested to him, and he's just like, "Oh yeah, I'll do that." So he's just a really cool, down to earth, solid guy. So, yep,
Yeah.
definitely check that one out.
Oh, and I want to give a quick shout out to Banana. He put together a wonderful Secret Santa, and I met someone I never talked to before, and you guys will probably roll your eyes at me, but I never talked to Atomic Pop before.
Cool.
And he was my Secret Santa, and you know, he was such a nice person to talk to, and yeah, so that was really cool. Thank you so much for that, human.
How did that play out for you?
He contacted me and he's like, "Hey, the funny thing was we were both each other's Secret Santa."
I think that's how it was designed.
Oh, was it? I didn't
we were paired up.
know that. Oh, okay.
Well, I was just saying because my Secret Santa and myself, we got together and, you know, we swapped burner addresses, and then it came the time to do it, and he said, "Okay, I'm going to send the 100K through." And then I was like, "Rightio, I'll get ready to send the 100K through." And then I thought, hang on a minute. You're sending me 100K. I'm sending you 100K. We're both losing 10K.
Wait, you guys just thought about that at that moment?
Yeah, I hadn't thought of it until then. I'm like, "Merry Christmas. You just lost 10K.
Why are you guys sending each other the same gift? That's not fun.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But in the end, we're like, how about we just say Merry Christmas? And then, you know, we had ongoing conversations. Yeah. It's kind of a weird situation.
You made a new friend. You made a new friend.
Oh, I'd actually been talking to this person prior, so yeah, it was all right. But yeah, Atomic Bob's a great dude. I've known him for a while.
Yeah, he got me a property in the Bronx. I told him that's where I'm from, and he was like, "All right, I'll get you something really nice from there." And I'm making him a special one-of-one and a custom NFT. So I asked him what he wanted, and I said, "You want me to do your Block Explorer and just like, you know, add some fun stuff to it?" And he's like, "Sure." So I'm working on that now.
Oh,
really
that's
fast.
awesome. You're thinking outside the box. See, I was thinking very binary. Cool. And yeah, if you want to see somebody that's really passionate about Upland, go and check out Atomic Pop's Twitter. Extremely passionate, shall we say. Yes. No longer posting in Upland General, unfortunately, I don't believe.
I don't think he can.
No, that's what I was hinting at. Yeah. Yes. All right, the next part that I wanted to touch on, which we kind of don't have much time for, but I just wanted to have a bit of a reflection on, you know, what we've achieved in 2021 and projecting towards 2022. 2021, we've had some massive highs. We've had some even massiver lows. I think at the end of 2021, we're in a very good space as far as the team goes and, you know, our focus and whatnot. Rather than me blab on, did anybody want to speak to that? No? Who's on? Somebody can jump in. 2021.
Well, the team's definitely a lot more refined now, isn't it? Obviously, we've been going through that slimming down process, but like compared to when I joined, I think I joined, it was like April, May or sometime. I started watching all the team videos you'd made just to catch up. And it was wild. Some of the characters that you had, I obviously won't drop any names, but you had some pretty wild, I wouldn't say egotistical characters, but there's some people with, you know, a lot of front. And then there was I'd never seen or heard of Mars before, so I saw this guy with a mask on talking about Upland stuff, and it was all really crazy. And obviously we had lots and lots of members, and it was just a bit scatterbrainy, wasn't it? Whereas in recent months with us trimming down the team, it's really made the UDU a slimmer but much more efficient and developed unit. You know, we're a lot tighter. There's less of us, but we're a tighter knit group, and I think we're moving forward in a much more like mature and professional way, rather than a load of crazy cats in a room getting hype, but not actually doing much with it. You know, we've achieved a lot, you know, just in the last few months. Yeah,
we've kind of gone from hot air and chest beating to, you know, heads down, bums up. Let's, you know.
Yeah, it's a bit like she said earlier. It started off with all the bros, and now we're, you know, not quite all the nerds and the geeks, but we're not full of big, larger than life characters anymore. You know, and everyone's doing their bit as well.
I think
I see you giggling there, Cheese.
My favorite was the guy smoking the cigar. Like I don't even remember most of their names, but they would get on and they're like, you know.
Oh, that's Satoshi. Yeah.
Was that
he's a cool cat.
Sorry.
He's a cool cat.
Yeah, but it's like nobody did anything. It was like, yeah, I want to do this, and this, but I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to tell other people to do it.
Well, it's kind of funny to see a lot of those earlier characters, is a good way to put it, have since moved on to form yet another nerd development group. And what do they call it, Cheese? TNA or something? Something atrocious.
I wish them the best of luck. I wish them the best of luck.
Kind of speaks to the mentality.
They mentioned it in the cafe, so everybody knows now. I was you know, keeping it under wraps. Love, peace, chicken grease. I love everybody. But yeah, like it's very ambitious. It's two, you know, one really popular area and one really huge area. They have the cafe and the numbers, so we'll see. But yeah, TNA was a bit of a name.
Well, maybe 2022 is the year they can kick that from talk to action, as we've done ourselves. So sorry, Bok, it sounded like you were trying to chime in there.
Yeah, I think there are two very important things happening in this year, and they are related to you, Ben and Cheese. The first thing is that, you know, it happens a lot, you know, in a big organization. Well, UDU is not a big organization, but it often happens in your organization when something is wrong or when something happens. Leaders, they are afraid of, you know, how to say that? Take action. They're thinking, yeah, well, they were, you know, at the beginning there, you know, we have some personal relationships. And, you know, when something is off, you got to have the courage to say, hey, this is not right, you know, and you can either correct your behavior or get out. And that takes a lot of courage. And I think that's cool, Ben. You know, you showed clear leadership, and that is also something that should have been said. And also with Morecheese, that's also a very crucial thing, merging the servers, creating the new server. When you look, I joined UDU in, I think it was April, May, and the chat, the server wasn't dead, but it was, you know, there were not a lot of messages, and bringing the UDU and UDU together, and now the vetting and UDU together, there are lots of conversations. Everybody is DMing everybody. We have a close group right now who is, you know, really, yeah, we have good ties and everybody knows each other. So that's, I think those two things, you know, showing clear leadership, clear direction, and the administration, yeah, not the administration part, but, you know, merging the servers and creating that interaction, that's a massive change, which is a step in the right direction.
Yeah, I think in order for us to be completely successful, we're just going to have to keep evolving.
Yeah. And, yeah, we've proven that that's definitely something that we're fully invested in doing. We're not going to be stagnant. If things aren't working, we're not afraid to, I think I've said several times, chuck all the pieces in the bin and pick out the bits that work and patch them together and try again.
A good example of that is the Spark trains. Because do you remember that first Spark train we did?
Oh, yeah.
It was like the Wild West. But Morecheese has really like taken the reins of the Spark Train stuff. Who made the bot for us? Was that Steve or someone like that? I can't remember who made the Spark bot for us. But
Steve
between
started
Ray.
us off, and then
Ray.
Ray took it over.
yeah, fair one. Well, the work those two have done, and yourself, Cheese, to turn the Spark Train into a really efficient process. That is again something that's been quite, I wouldn't say groundbreaking, but not far off, because the first one was just a cluster truck, really.
To be fair to Ben though, it was the first ever Spark Train ever.
Oh yeah,
And,
this is it. We're the first people to do it.
And he was including everybody. Like, you know that saying, no good deed goes unpunished. Everybody went after this poor guy for trying something new and trying to include everybody in it. I basically took his Spark Train idea and kind of, evolved it and made it and not even like, I am not organized. I just kind of, maybe I'm a little bit more mean than Ben. I just don't show it as much.
It's been an evolution, though, isn't it? Like every train has got a little bit more efficient. You've dialed in your process better. I mean, we didn't even have the bot at the beginning, did we? I imagine you were just making spreadsheet notes of everything.
Yeah, it was all by hand and so Excel.
Even just the Spark Trains has had a really good evolution and just getting better and better and better as the process goes along. It's brilliant.
Yeah, we've gone from a clunky old steam train to we're on the express train now, and I'm sure it's going to evolve into a bullet train next year, I would imagine.
Oh yeah, with all this extra spark, who knows how long this is going to last for. So people, even if you're like me and really mediocre and just getting 0.06 to 0.10 a week, do it. It's so worth it. Or be a Bach and get 1 to 2 every Spark event.
Well, we are reaching a kind of critical tipping point as well, where myself, I'm over 15 Spark now. Box pushing almost 10. We're at a stage. We're getting to a stage where, I would be far better off individually to use my 15 Spark and build. I could build way more townhouses faster than being involved in the Spark Train. And I did have some newer members in the team reach out and ask about this, why would I bother getting involved in the Spark Train when I can build more myself? I'm like, but what you got to realize is we are a team, and it's about helping each other who aren't in the same position move up into that position. So yeah, while I would be better off myself building by myself, I am in a team. I'm willing to help out the team. So, but every individual member is going to have to face this question at some point. I don't know who it was. It might have been Finn or Bok or somebody was kind of starting to talk through how are we going to process this. Like at the moment we're doing you have to pledge 80% of your holdings and that sort of stuff. So yeah, it will continue to evolve as the team evolves.
And to add on to that, by helping others, we are in fact helping ourselves, because we're building within the nodes, and the faster those nodes get built, the faster we get into a collection and rule the world, the metaverse.
Absolutely. Yeah, so it's all very interesting and dynamic, and as we've said from the get-go, we're trying to be at the leading edge so we can pivot rather than sitting back and trying to play catch up later on. Yeah, it's a lot easier to change tracks than to build a train from scratch. Alrighty, so that was 2021. 2022, we've already had the goals and whatnot thing in the server. We've talked about that a little bit. Anybody else want to chime in? What are you looking forward to for 2022? Some people are mad keen on the legits and some of the functionality that's come in. I know some people are just hanging to buy cars and whatnot. Personally, for me, I just want my business to get started. I'm getting jack or waiting around, so hopefully that all kicks off. Anybody else?
I want a cars.
Cars. Yep.
Yeah.
International.
International.
City.
Yep.
I
I want
really
to
want
learn how to
Upland
treasure hunt better. Oh, sorry, Bok.
I really want Upland to have good user experience. That is key for the growth of Upland. You know, if next year we still have those crappy, stress tests, that's not good. I mean, people now are thinking, yeah, I already put a lot of money into it. I accept those lags. But when you have a lot of new players and they are, they're looking at the commercials like, oh, I'm going to play Upland, and then, oh, first stress test, oh, I cannot win a single property. There's a lag everywhere. I'm going to treasure him during a Spark week. Oh, I sent my BA to a property, 20 seconds loading. You're gonna lose members. So, Upland can have a lot of great plans, but I also hope that their focus is also on user experience and not only on growth.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a hard problem because of the blockchain, I think.
Yeah, and it's just kicked off in chat there. Jazz has said that it sounds like Upland can't take away the 6 Spark they gave to all of those Uplanders. Wow. They're looking at options, but it is a bit scary. Well, what do? They can't jail people for making use of a glitch if that's what was going on.
It's a nice welcome bonus. Normally you have 6,000 UPEX, so $6, and now you have a welcome bonus of $3,000.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah. That there better be a resolution because that's ridiculous.
I think we are going to start to see a lot of new cities at the same time also, because last month we was like 200,000 users. Now it's 400 in 1 month, so it doubled.
Absolutely.
A lot of people coming in. So one city is not enough anymore.
No way. And yeah, we talked about this previously as far as Thanksgiving and that. This is the time of year where people get together and they have chats about what's been going on in the year. So I assume the player base is going to continue to explode.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Anybody else want to chime in? Dub, I think, what did you say? You wanted to get better at treasure hunts?
Yeah, I just need to go to treasure hunt school. I want to start winning some Spark.
I think Bok might need to run a masterclass, I think.
Yeah.
Him and Brabant.
Brabant, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, obviously, I'm hoping that the UK will be an international city next year. That'd be great to see it come over our way.
Well, yes, and Cyclonics, he's been chomping at the bit for that too, so we shall see.
Yeah, want to mint up London.
So, yeah, for 2022, I'm going to pump away at Midtown Terrace. I want to see big things happening there. I do want to see the UDU team expand. I want to get our vetting back up and running. Like I said, there are several people that are chomping at the bit to get involved. That seem like really super solid people. Businesses, I want that all to kick off. Not the outdoor decor, the Block Explorer shops, as far as I'm aware, they were supposed to have been live by now. Are you still on Uplander? What didn't they say by the end of fall or something?
Upland had to get off for
Oh, did he?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Yeah, so I think they're already behind on that as well. So I doubt we're going to see Block Explorer shops now until next year. And I assume the Upland team is going to go on some sort of break themselves, so they're probably going to be down to a skeleton crew, but we'll see how that pans out. Next year I want to continue on with the wine and cheese and build on the foundations we've already got. Oh, Cheese, did you want to speak to that shout out we got in the Upland General yesterday? I thought that was pretty cool. Do you remember that?
Yeah, somebody was asking if we were in the Upland General chat, and that we were a good wholesome show or something, and
which made me laugh. Good wholesome show. Pinkies up, motherfuckers.
I guess because we're not kind of like bragging on ourselves, saying, "Oh, we're like the best and this and that and blah blah blah." I mean, our whole thing is we are the worst show ever. So
yeah, cool. Yeah, no, I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was fun.
And the other big thing that I have coming up early next year, is I have my second Upland anniversary. So the 13th of January, that's my 2-year anniversary. So I'd like to do something for that, but I don't know what. I got no idea. So I don't know.
What about we could do the mash as that, and we could start on your anniversary and kind of make it about you, kind of like.
I did think of that, but I don't think we're going to be ready. I think the MASH is probably realistically going to be probably early February, maybe. Because I know Bird and Driz are still working on the theme song and that sort of thing. We haven't really fleshed out what that's going to be as far as any sort of structure as well. So I really don't want to push it out too early and kind of half-ass it. I think if we're going to do it, we should do it really well, put a lot of effort into it, because, we are going to open it up to the wider community. So I don't know. We'll see. If Bird and Driz get back with that, maybe we could push it out, but I just think it's going to be a bit too tight. What do you reckon?
We could also talk to Uplando and have something in the cafe. They're a bunch of really fun, awesome people there, and he can have a Ben night.
Yeah, perhaps. I did one just recently with him, though. I think it was, whatever it was, 20 months in the Upland or something. So I don't know if I can double dip there.
Double dip.
he might say, "You've already had your time. Move on, young sir." So we'll see. But yeah, I'd definitely like to do something, but I just got no idea what. All right. So if you think of anything, let me know. So what's everybody's plans? Just one last thing. What are you doing in real life, Metaverse? What's your plans over the break? We're not going to. Well, obviously the server's still active and we're still going to be kicking around, but we're probably not going to be getting face to face and having a chat.
I'll still be here.
Grinding away.
Oh,
Steve's
yeah, why
off.
not?
Steve's off to Hawaii.
Whoa. Steve, you could go visit Koi. Skip, you could go visit Koi.
I was going to say no, unless he's coming to Virginia. No. DC area.
Oh.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Anybody else? What are we up to?
I want to go to Hawaii with Skip.
Nobody.
Nobody. What are
Nobody's
you doing,
nothing. Me, just hanging out at home. Actually, it's going to be good. We're not going anywhere or doing anything. It's going to be a nice, relaxing. We have our family typically gets together Boxing Day because Christmas Day is usually a bit of a madness time. So we're going to have our little Christmas lunch. Just my wife and the kids at home. I've got a friend possibly coming around in the afternoon who lives local and he doesn't have any family nearby. And then, Boxing Day, one of my sisters lives just around the corner. She's got a swimming pool and that sort of thing. So we'll go around there and make a mess of her house.
I don't have any friends here yet, so it's just going to be Soli and I. I can't wait for Christmas, though, because I got him a really cool gift. And I can't wait to play with it. But to be fair, so we go play disc golf a lot because it's cooler out now, right? And all right, so I'll say this because he never watches any of this stuff, even though I beg him. I'm like, come on, learn about this, but he doesn't. So I got him laser tag, and it's like
cool.
a really nice, like high tech one, and it's for 4 people. So like the people we go to disc golf with, his coworker Dana and her boyfriend Aaron, we could all kind of like maybe even, play laser tag in the park over there. It'd be so cool.
I'm envisioning you playing laser tag in your onesies Christmas Day. Run around the
Oh yes, definitely. That I should have worn my onesie.
Nice. I like Mercedes. He just said in chat. What did he say? Oh, Mercedes, you're on. Jump on. That was a good one.
I would try to explain my family what is NFT, what I'm doing. That's not gambling.
Yeah.
Everybody is asking me, what the hell are you doing?
What are you doing?
Yeah, Metaverse, what's that?
What is
You are
this?
losing all your money.
Yeah.
Okay.
We shall see. I think that's a good note to wrap us up on. Cheese. Sign us out. Last one for the year.
Merry Christmas. That humbug, get the hell out of here.